So in our next session, I was thinking that I will just give you a blueprint of all the 40 steps and how these 40 steps helps us to reach to the highest state of the consciousness. So last session, we discussed something about what exactly is the transformational state of the mind, how that mind perceives the world. I gave you one example on the second floor and the first floor. So when you live into that state of calmness and peace, love and wisdom, you experience you experience that state. Now what is blocking? Ask yourself, can I give in one liner? All my current experiences is blocking me to realize my real self, my real nature. My current experiences. Where is my current experience? I wake up, I'm wake up. I'm a teacher. I'm coaching. I'm an individual. Now I have a lot of reservation against that person. Now I have my past experiences. Do you see? All experiences takes place in the mind is blocking me. Did you get it? Any experience. It may be stress, it may be anxiety, it may be pleasure. I get happiness eating pasta. So my experience of pleasure eating pasta is blocking to discover the permanent happiness inside me. Enough is enough. This is blocking me. This is blocking me with a hatred and dislikes against a person. So what happens then? Mind is always engaged there. And when the mind is engaged, I am constantly seeking the experiences from the world. I don't want to transcend it. That is why we say the impurity of the mind has to be removed completely. Problem is that this mind intellectually understands it. It does not want to do anything. Are you getting it? One liner, I say, all my experiences since birth until now in relationship to the world, maybe the honey, people, things, and objects is blocking, not removing. Remember, blocking. Blocking this like a curtain to recognize and realize my real nature. So now in that blocking, I may have an attachment and detachment and impurities of the mind, anger and hesitation and divorce and married and dating and eating pasta and eating, all experiences. Are you contemplating, reflecting? At this moment also, that you are learning from this crazy guy, that is also preventing you from the experiences. But there is no option, you have to learn. There is no option. We have to keep learning, contemplating, and reflecting. Then only you realize Guru in Eastern wisdom simply means the knowledge of the real self. It has nothing to do with an individual person. But you have to start with humility, an attitude of surrender to the teacher in order to reach to that state. I'm just giving you a higher perspective of this. The way the masters have created these 40 steps, which has so much to learn, so much to understand. So, from that perspective, reflect on the Shanti mantra Om Sahana Vavatu. May existence protect both of us. Does the mind loses its experiences of duality and opposites? Yes. So does my mind becomes comfortable, at ease and calm? Answer is yes. May the existence protect both of us. My mind removes those blockages at one level. Do you see that? If you see that, it means I have to reflect on the Shanti mantra more and more every day, 24 by 7, in order to reach to that state. Are you getting it? Think. Master says, Master does not push that, oh, you have to agree to this principle. If you don't agree, then get out, get lost. No, we don't say that. We say that, are you listening, learning? Yes. Are you contemplating, reflecting? Yes. So, what is contemplation? I focus on that. All my experiences, take the same example. All my experiences blocking the realization of my real nature. Good? You wake up in the morning, you have a thought in favor or against, both in favor or against your running. It is blocking your realization. Are you getting it? So we move from hatred to calmness, and from calmness we have to transcend this calmness. Oh, this calmness is coming from the person, the event, or eating something. No, I have to transcend it. This is also an experience in the mind. What is left? Can you think of it? Objectless state. All experiences pertains to the object. Object is objective reality. All are lost. All are gone. All blockages are removed. That is the meaning of objectless state of the mind. So what I have been saying, the study Eastern wisdom to study yourself. Look at it. You need not to study, listen and learn from this beard, guys. Sit down every day. Maintain your awareness every day at all the movements and see what is behind all your experiences. And one day, what will happen? You will discover all these principles which you are learning. That is why the same principles have been repeated for the last 10,000 years in a different way with a variety of expression. Oh, I have separated this from this. So when I separated A from B, I find that I'm detached with the A. You see the discernment and dispassion. So I live into that state of detachment. I experience this, the calmness in the mind. Look at it. I'm simple one-liner principle. If you say it is a principle, this is not written, but I'm just giving an expression that you recognize, be aware of all the experiences that is taking place in the mind is not you. The next day you are into that state. So that is why we masters say study Eastern wisdom to study yourself. So, as we study ourselves, we study the three states of the consciousness, the waking, three states of the mind, the waking and the dream and the sleep. We study the three bodies. Why you say we study the three bodies? How can you say that? Physically, I am sitting here in a session. Mind is somewhere else. Can you, who is the real you? The mind that is there or the body? And sometimes we are totally habitual, unconscious, impulsive, causal body. Based on my experiences, you see that. It's not a big deal. Think. I'm not saying that, oh, you have to listen and learn, I will impose these principles. No imposition. So you see that then the five layers, that is why the master says we have five layers of the experiences. They are known as Panchakosha, the five coverings. They are also experiences. For example, one day you hurt your knees and you cannot stand up. You get rid of this experiences which is happening at the physical level. What do you experience inside? You experience the sense of freedom because you are not the body. Are you aware of this? So the master have explained in variety of ways evolution of consciousness, rise in consciousness, purify your mind. A long list, long list. Mind is impulsive. The impulsive mind has to live with the body. We're not interested in the impulsive mind because it is blocking to have that infinite experience of the real self. That is why we want to change our mind from impulsive to the calmer. Think in this way. So when you think and contemplate in this way, then impulsive nature of the mind or agitation or reaction, you will create a distaste for it. Ah, I'm not interested. But if you stick to that impulsive nature of the mind, then what will you say? I've always become angry. It has been my nature. I cannot get rid of it. Let me attend the anger management session. So there you manage it, but it never goes up. Think. I'm sorry to say, psychotherapists is sitting there, they have this approach. Our approach is totally different. Anger is an experience, hesitation is an experience, anxiety is an experience. Think. That is why I'm continuing with even the first step. Study Eastern wisdom to study yourself. Study Eastern wisdom. Look at it, Om Sahana Bhavatu. So you're doing it regularly, every day, without fail, even for 10 minutes in the morning, in the evening. Your mind will start contemplating and reflecting, and then the mind says, oh, this experience, drop it, I'm not interested. Where is that experience? My honey said me something. Oh, thank you. May we be protected. Let the existence protect both of us. Finished. You see this statement and you see the statement in your mind, that is your experience, which is full of opposites. I've been repeating again, no master imposes any discipline, any principle. These are the tools to be used in order to get rid of this mind. That is what the transcending the mind is concerned. This is another way. Sahano bhunaktu, may we be nourished together. Don't you see that my personal experience, I nourish myself. Now, what I'm saying, let everyone be nourished together. Is this an expansion of the mind? You're not going to put the food into the mouth of your friend and start chanting, may we be nourished together. It is in your mind. You're expanding your mind. You look at this mantra, the beauty of this mantra. Sahaviryam karvavahi. May we work together with energy, with clarity, with self-awareness. Whether you're working at the professional level, social level, family level with your kids, and let us work with the energy. When you lose that energy, I hate this guy, and anyhow, but he is my son, so I have to deal with him. Okay, yes, son. Now you have already lost interest. Don't you see that? I'm giving another meaning to this mantra. The more I contemplate and reflect, I could see the genius of those masters who discovered, who revealed this mantra. And they claim that they have revealed this mantra. They did not create it, they did not write it. And what is that? Tejasvina vadhitamastu. May our study, may our learning, or if I add the word, may my experience today, every moment, be enlightening. What is that enlightening experience? I said you something nasty. I went back home and I'm thinking that after all, one thing is clear, that I did something wrong. Is it possible to change? Yes, it is possible to change. I'm enlightening. I stick to my point of view. I'm gathering and accumulating those experiences and causing the impurity. I'm not studying the Eastern wisdom. Therefore, I'm not studying myself. Are you understanding? Are you understanding? See that. May our study be enlightening. Means I'm studying myself, which should be enlightening. not should be repetitive, not should be impulsive. Now you see, contrast. It should not be impulsive, it should not be habitual, it should not have any negative attitude, negative thought, and a feeling. Why? Not for the sake of others, but for the sake of myself. I'm selfish. Do you see that? This way of being selfish is a great revelation. It helps you to awaken. So here the selfishness is very positive. Selfish. So I am trying to find the real self. In that context, it is selfishness. Do you see that? See clearly how beautiful it is. In the last ma vidvisha vahi, perhaps the master might have realized that even after following the 4 lines of this mantra, the mind will dig deep inside a kind of a jealousy or a duality. So the master says, may we not dispute with each other, may we not have envy against each other. What is envy? Envy is my experience. What is jealousy? My experience. That is the beauty of studying. Study yourself, study the Eastern wisdom to study yourself. And then we say, again, Master doesn't stop there. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You said me something, my mind says to the external world, Om Shanti. Oh, I'm upset today when I wake up in the morning. I don't know what is the reason. I don't find Om Shanti to the unknown. Why? Because peace is my essential nature. I'm not saying, even if you don't contemplate, you repeat this statement to yourself, and I want to know if you still live into that anxiety, duality, and a conflict. I know in all studios we chant Asatoma, Satgamaya. We simply chant. We don't want to be Beyonce. We don't want to be Taylor Swift. We want to study the Eastern wisdom, to study ourselves, with due respect to both of the great singers. So pay more attention, contemplate and reflect. Why this mantra? Why this principle? How this principle I can apply? And you will see the next moment you are changed. You find at ease and comfort. That is the meaning of studying Eastern wisdom, to study yourself. And then we apply by the Karma Yoga. I have given you some ideas. So how come now you see that we apply the jealousy internally, which is not expressed. Now I say, oh, jealousy is gone. Maybe not have a jealousy. Now I have to apply the principle. So my mind finds something to connect to you with whom I have jealousy. Why I connect? Because I want to expand. Why I want to connect? Because I want to get rid of these experiences. But why? Because it is blocking my realization. It is not that, it's not a moral and ethical code of ethics. Very pragmatic. I look myself that it is blocking my higher experiences, hence I am dropping. I'm not concerned whether you are good or bad. But then I see that every human being is so good, potentially divine, potentially real self. I think in this way, that changes me and my perception. See, it changes me and my perception. That is what I want. Perception is also an experience. Perception is a knowledge. Perception is awareness. Perception is my experience. So I move from the lower to the higher experiences. Why it is known as the lower? It is blocking me. It is limiting me. It is creating a lot of challenges in me, so I want to get rid of it. That is the meaning of study the Eastern wisdom, to study myself. Answer the question. How do you perceive yourself? Is this perception aligned with the concept or with the principle of the true nature as explained in the Eastern wisdom? You will discover what challenges you have. I need not to explain it. You become your own guru. Think, think, think. Think here means also listening and learning, contemplation and reflection. In what way do you think understanding your multi-dimensional nature could benefit your life? Multi-dimensional. I'm a waker, I'm a sleeper, I'm a dreamer, I'm an angry, I'm happy. How is these experiences is going to help me? Answer this question deeply in you. You will see the change. How do you currently distinguish your real self with the false I? Apply this one simple principle. Whatever is changing is not me, it is false I. I am upset today. Was I upset yesterday? No. You are inquiring. You are challenging your experiences. No, I was not upset yesterday. I am upset today. And then again ask the same question in the evening. Now I'm not upset. What happened? Why it happened? You'll find the answer in this mantra. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. It's very near. The knowledge is just in you. But the mind is taking over in a variety of ways of which I'm not aware. To make us aware, we have these principles. Simply, once you recognize and realize, throw away these principles. You need not to even think of it. As a teacher, I need to think and remember for you. My focus is again study Eastern wisdom, to study. That is the nature of studying yourself. Studying yourself, that is the first principle. So I created a simple tool in the modern way. 10 minutes of you do the Mangalacharan, entering into the auspiciousness, use the mantra even Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So again, just always look Om Shanti to the known world, Om Shanti to the unknown Om Shanti within me. Then listen and learn the principles. Again, you brought the principles, yes, until the mind realizes that these principles are going to help me. Contemplation and reflection, then followed by the practice. So after the practice, you check what is your experience now. Without the help of any object, any event, you have your personal experience, which is much richer than the daily life experiences. Oh, that is the change in consciousness. You see, that is the change in consciousness. Simple. Okay, then I have to analyze daily. If I analyze daily, I can improve. I can move to the next step. That is the. So it doesn't take too much of time. Or you can incorporate this in your personal life, in your professional life, in your social life. That is where the karma yoga comes. Why I cannot do it, why I forget it, I have already given an answer. If you don't remember, let me remind you four types of seekers. I have not connected the four types of seekers with the four types of intellect. Do you remember four types of intellect? And with that four types of intellect, you have four powers of the intellect. The higher level of a seeker has four powers of the intellect. Instantly. Discern, done. Dispassion, done. Power of dispassion. Do you remember? I told you. In the beginning, we need to apply these principles. And after that, once your uh, mind follows, mind enters into a new state, whatever you want to name it. You can name it anyway. And then you will see that, oh, this is what it is. The moment the mind overwhelms with a thought that I am the body, the second thought comes to the mind from the Eastern wisdom that I am the instrument of that existence. All problems are gone. I'm simply an instrument. Car is an instrument. Smartphone is an instrument. Smartphone doesn't say that, you see that, without me, can you call anyone? But when you see you are an individual, that is at the mental level. First is the physical level. Second is at the mental or subtle level. I'm an individual. Body does not feel that you are an individual. Body has no power of consciousness. The mind says that I'm an individual. Come on, but that individual is made up of these five elements: mind, intellect, and the ego. Has no standing in terms of the time and the space. Where science talks about that this earth is a how much? A couple of billions of years. I live for another 80 or 100 years as compared to billions of years does not have any. Why we are saying this? Why we are using this? That the ego should not take over. And then with reference to the real self, everywhere this consciousness is pervading everywhere. And that is what I am. Only one principle can help us to reach there. But as Dennis says, we have millions of permutation and combination. Of these four types of a seeker, I may be the highest seeker for 5 minutes, and then it switches on. That is why it is taking time. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Place of the body, position, posture. You see why I don't explain, I'm not explaining today to check mind moves gently with these experiences the moment I communicate with you, being comfortable, being carefree, being carefree. The first neighbor is the world outside. First neighbor is the world outside. Can you recall? Because of the world, you have all these experiences. But not only that, the body, the second neighbor also takes part in it. But just for a while, if you remember that I'm not the body and I'm not the world. Two neighbors, they are neighbors. Third neighbor is the energy. I should have a tremendous energy for this self-inquiry, for this self-discovery. Third neighbor is also not me. Fourth neighbor is the mind. It gives me experiences of opposites, pain and the pleasure, victory and the defeat, victory, profit and the loss. Profit that is not located in the bucks, in the dollar, in the note, in the currency. Do you see that profit? Victory and defeat are not located outside. It is my perception, it is my experience. But how it comes, because somewhere I experience this. So this I coming from my fifth neighbor, the intellect. Oh, yes, it is an I thought only. And then the sixth is total. Where is that total? It is total ignorance. So what should I do? Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Here the mind does not have a tremendous belief. And that is why I say the belief pending inquiry. I'm simply saying, I'm not saying it's a blind belief. Does your intellect really pick up and absorbs into it? You are done. And that takes a lot of time, depending on heavy conditioning because of prarabdha, because of past impression, because of the way we lived our life in the past. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. You have to do yourself. Now you all are seekers. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. Do you feel, do you notice that you were anxious or agitated because of someone yesterday and you repeated this, and that knot in the mind has loosened? No, it is still there. It is attacking me. Then Are we really a seeker? Question. Use the four powers of the intellect. All the tools are available to you. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness, wholeness in all. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. What is auspiciousness? Is equal to mathematical equation is equal to a sense of. What is sense of? Experience. Awareness of completeness. Even at the intellectual level, it is okay. Plus experience of peace now, plus joy and happiness. That is what the auspiciousness is. Don't make it too mystical. I have been telling you, entire Eastern wisdom can easily be explained logically with cause and effect to help your mind to reach to a statement where your mind says, I want to get rid of this. And this is the way, and you have transcended. But we will continue our journey. So practice has to be continued, looking deep inside the forehead in the space. Gently drop Om Shanti and start breathing long in the hissing breath into your chest this time, keeping the body steady. Body is steady, long, deep in the hissing breath. You're not doing the fast in the quick breath. It has nothing to do with the fire of breath or breath of fire. I have yet to figure out what should I say regarding this fire in the breath. So you are expanding the rib cage and you are squeezing the rib cage with a long and deep breath. And I told you, yes, mind is saying me to say you. There are 100 research papers published by a lot of people, and those papers are published in Lancet Journal, which is considered as the most prestigious scientific journal published from the Britain, United Kingdom. So they have observed that your peripheral and chemoreceptors attached to the respiratory center in the brain is activated. And it takes you to a new level of awareness. Continue long, deep in the hissing breath. Please continue. Do not stop. How come that you do not stop even if your mind says you have an endurance? You see, all those principles are being applied. Endurance with a discernment and dispassion. So what happens after some time? What happens after some time? Oh, you experience. Oh, it's a joy of doing. I bypass the time. I can continue. Maybe not today, but that is why consistent practice Continue in breathing. We are doing it for 4 minutes, let me say. So you don't allow the mind to stop the breathing. You continue. It's a long, deep, and the hissing breath. So a lot of people, say that, oh, if we are doing, it will be. They use a negative word that I don't want to use. Nothing is going to happen as long as you are doing a deep, long, and the hissing breath. Yes, it results into variety of experiences of tingling and the numbness and the fresh, or maybe sometime a kind of dizziness. Just wait for a second and continue. We are doing it for 4 minutes. You're the master of yourself. Don't move your body. And stop it. Do you remember after stopping, you are aware of the flow of the breath? If you are not aware and attentive of the flow of the breath, your mind will rush outside and it will move the body. Just aware of the flow of the breath. And do you know what the intellect is asking with awareness of the flow of the breath? I'm asking, whether the flow of the breath is equal or not. If it is not equal, it's okay. But I'm aware of that. And one day, when you are aware the flow of breath is equal, you will discover your experience, the change in your experience, and that you can deepen it. Now you're doing the Om Shanti again deep inside the forehead and start breathing into the belly, long, deep in the hissing breath. You inhale into the belly, expand it. You exhale from the belly and expand, squeeze it. Again, I told you, it should not be done quick and fast. It should be done long, deep in the hissing. Means that it is taking your time to expand the belly and it is taking your time to squeeze the belly. Belly touches the spine during exhalation and it expands like a balloon. You find a lot of stretching on the muscles of the belly. It is not the quick and fast. Remember, it is not quick and the fast breath. No fast, Ashok. You are just dropping. You are doing it fast and quick. No fast, no jerk. That is important. From where I took this? I took it from one tantra text which only contains 100 pages, translated by one great master. And that tantra text perhaps belongs to 8th century. That's why you don't find this practice in Hatha Yoga text. Here, breathing deep, long in the hissing breath into the belly, you're aware, and if the mind objects, you have a power of endurance in your intellect, you invoke it, and you continue. You're still breathing with the same rhythm, with the same speed. Your experience of breathing in the mind make and what the mind does. Mind says, okay, continue breathing, but make it slow. Stop it for a while and then do it. And I discussed only about all the experiences taking place in the mind. Yes, stop this. Be aware of the flow of the breath, equal or otherwise, and continue to experience the changes. So you see, from the old experiences, from the default, we enter into the new experiences. And with those new experiences, there is a uniformity of that. And then we drop it. Because that is also an experience happening in the mind. Why to drop it? I've already discussed that. Now take a deep, silent, slow breathing as you inhale, moving the mind from the top center of the head, entering into the spine, reaching to the tailbone, and mentally you are singing Om Shanti. And during exhalation, your mind moves from the tailbone to the top of the head. Om Shanti. In that process, your inhalation and exhalation is deep, silent, and slow without any noise, with an expansion and contraction of the belly and the rib cage. Om Shanti. We want this mind should continue to play its role as suggested. What that means, means that we are entering into synchronization. And we enter into another synchronization. Leave this step, move the mind inside the cave of your heart. Visualize the triangle of any color. Moving the mind on the side of the triangle, saying Om Shanti. Clockwise and anti-clockwise, move the mind with Om Shanti. And when you find the sync is there, push the mind deep inside, singing Om mentally. It is the Om pushing the mind. You find the mind seemingly stops. There you drop Shanti and then you do nothing. Self absorption. The doer and Om Shanti both are now one. What happens? Awareness is maintained. Why this is so, Patanjali explains. The deeper meditation is like that. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both of arms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. We'll have sharing of experiences. Christina, first you do that. You have to go.
Thank you. I just felt a deep, deep meditation and place, and the lesson today just continues to highlight being vigilant, watching where the thoughts go over and over.
Beautiful. Can I continue to live into that experience? Why the masters are saying that? Can I continue to have the same experience of meditation all the time? We are blocking what is not required. That is another way to understand. Very good. Thank you, Christina. So, how are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you, sir. The lesson was very simple. The solution is within. And too often we look outward for the solution, but if we just focus on within, we will find the answer. So that was my real big takeaway from the lesson. My meditation was extremely deep and within. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yes. Yes, that's another expression that the solution is within, minus all my experiences experienced by the mind. I have to say that. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. The meditation was deep, calm, peaceful, very absorbed. And to David's point, it is within, but there's nothing we need to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have to just maintain an awareness. Any experiences which I had in the past returns, that is known as distraction of the mind. Can you recognize it? I'm just giving a very easy way to understand. Oh, that is recognized. My mind is wandering. How can the mind wander without any past experiences? Let us hear Dennis. And then we'll go to, yes.
Thank you for the lesson and the practice. I was listening to today's talk, and I recalled how he explained before that there is only one true experience, and it is the experience of the real self. And the multitude of experiences that we perceive are false because they are just a reflection of this one true experience by our sense organs and the mind. So we perceive the same one experience as different experiences. And we have to ask ourselves, what are we really interested in? This multitude, which is basically false, or that origin of all experiences, or the one true experience? So the trick here is to shift this focus of the mind away from the multitude of experiences towards that origin and towards that source of all the experiences. And as far as the meditation, you used the word uniformity, and it is probably the best word to describe my experience at the end of the meditation, the dark uniform space. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. Now he says multitude of experiences. Now, what is that multitude of experiences? First time I met, I love you. Second time I met, I hate you. I don't inquire. I don't inquire within me, but I make it a label. I hate you. Now is the time to divorce. Do you see? This is multitude of experiences. And it is a reflective. It comes from the reflective consciousness. That is the mind. But there is only one uniform experience of the pure consciousness from the real self. That is what the awakening is. How are you, Brandy? How many experiences you have?
A multitude. Thank you. Thank you for that session this morning. I kind of want to build on what Dennis said in the sense that my reflection from the lesson is that when you engage in selfishness in the name of seeking enlightenment, you're inherently not selfish because you can give to other people and situations from a place that's the truest place. And then, my meditation was deep and
Yes,
nice to
beautiful. Once my focus is on the real self, while living my personal, professional, social life, and even including the family life, you start experiencing this sense of freedom. Or you recognize and you challenge the mind. Oh, why mind? Why you are going there? Is there any need? And it returns. If it returns, obviously, we are becoming a great seeker. How are you, Barbara?
I'm good, thank you. My meditation was calm and beautiful, and it's really an incentive to want to work more on yourself, to think that you can feel that way in your daily life.
Definitely. It is a great incentive. Otherwise, what is the opposite of incentive? When we start working on the lives of others. How I work on the lives of others? Because based on you as an object, I am experiencing and I'm killing myself. I'm entering into duality. How? You are crazy, you are bad, and I can't tolerate you. See this. So our master, we are not talking of any ethics or morality, etc. We are just talking of plain principles. How I should reach to the highest state. What should I do? How should I apply? How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. The practice was good, mind was calm, and it's like that using the principle with my experiences. So it will I will become more logical to my experiences rather than being emotional to them.
Good.
And then it will help me to make a difference, like why I'm letting this experience to let myself suffer. I can be calm and then this experience is for a small time and it will go. So that is the understanding.
Do you see what he is saying, that the moment I start living with my experiences, I can bet you that with every experience taking place in the mind, it has some impulsive content into it. And then you get emotional unnecessarily. Sometimes people say you are a very dry person. Oh, yes, I have to be dry as far as the impulses are concerned. Very dry. Yes, I'm very dry. I don't want to entertain any impulses. But sometimes, because of the prarabdha, it may happen. I don't know. So, how are you, beautiful? How are you, Terry?
I don't have anything to say.
Good, you're calm?
Almost.
Almost. Very good. Almost. This is also an experience of the mind. The mind is raising some objection pertaining to the previous experiences, comparing this calmness, and then saying. And I told you, the takeaway from this lesson, get rid of mind. I am fed up with all your experiences. And the mind is finished. That finished mind is pure consciousness. I'm trying to explain in a different way. How are you, Sangeeta?
सर जिससे सेल्फिश होना है तो वो मुझे अपने लिए तो होना ही है
हाँ.
मेरा पीस ऑफ माइंड बाकी चीजों से ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है.
Yes. Yes. I have to be selfish to my peace and my calmness. You see that? This is the right way to say it. If I'm selfish, as far as that you are losing something because of me, that selfishness is explained in the material world of relations. But here the selfishness, no, I have to be selfish. Now I want to be calm. Come what may. Do whatever you want to do. You can abuse me. I can give you a befitting reply, but I don't want to disturb my calmness. So I'm utterly selfish. So be utterly selfish. But it demands an awareness. We get carried away by impulses. From where the impulses comes, that is my experience of the mind. Do you see the entire vicious circle? That is why the answer is, yeah, almost I have completed the first step. Study Eastern wisdom to study yourself. Study yourself. We are talking about me? Yes. That is all for today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Namaste, sir.